Hey guys, it's Flaws and this is Flaws' Corner, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but sometimes I might show you other things that I enjoy doing. In today's video, I'll be showing you what I've been up to for the month of October. If that's what you're interested in, then keep watching. First of all, I just want to bring your attention to my new hair. Yes, I have cut my hair. Personally, I would like it to be a bit shorter, but I'm also really horrible with styling hair, and since it's getting into summer in Melbourne or in Australia in general, I would like to, tie it up if it's really hot. So this is the length I end up with. I think it's alright. I can still kind of tame it if I need to. So yeah, I also changed the hair color a bit, but I don't think this lighting is really good in showcasing it. It's pretty much just a red toner on top of my previous color, so now it's resulted in like a red wine sort of tone, but not like a whole head, just sort of a balayage. Is that the word? I don't know. And today is 28th of October, the Saturday. It's actually quite late. It is almost 9 o'clock. So yeah, I really wanted to get this video filmed. Today is actually our 6th year wedding anniversary, and we went out for dinner, and this is post dinner. Yeah, so I've got a headache right now and it is getting late, so I don't know whether I can speak properly, but let's just get on with it. My videos tend to be divided up into different sections. The first section would be haul slash hobby budget. I tend to tell you how much money I've spent this month and how much hobby budget I have left. And then it's whip section, and then I will tell you about my stitching plan for the next month or the next few months, and then I'll tell you about life updates, stuff like that. So at which point, if you're bored, you can just, go to, you go to the description area and you can just choose the chapters you want to skip to. Is there something else I want to say? Well, I guess let's just jump right onto haul. So from last month, I had $20.25, and in October I get $50. So I have $50 per month hobby budget. And with the new $50, now I've got $70.25, and I did purchase stuff this month. So I bought a Hobbiton pattern from Etsy. It is by Mia Stitch, and I will show the preview here. So if you have been watching me for a little bit, I have mentioned I am hoping to do a series of stitches to represent the countries that JP and I have been to. This Hobbiton obviously would be representing New Zealand. We visited New Zealand this year, actually, in March for a week. So the story was, I don't remember why I was on Etsy, but I was on Etsy and I was just looking for some patterns and decided to search for Hobbiton patterns, and then settled on this one. I think when I saw it, it was possibly 20% off. Then I thought, it's a little bit more pricey than I'd like. So I just put it into my shopping cart and decided to, you know, deal with it later. And then I think it's like an Etsy thing. Once you put something in your cart, sometimes the sellers will give you a coupon, so a further discount to encourage you to actually buy it. And that happened to me on this chart. So instead I got 40% off, and the chart ended up being $10.94. So I just bought it. So now if I feel like I might want something, I just put it in my cart and just wait for some magical discount to happen. And other than that, I actually bought something else, but I haven't got it. Plus, it is not from my hobby budget. It is pretty much like a birthday gift to myself, because my birthday is on 24th, so it's already gone. I decided to get a Gecko Rouge kit, and it is gamer, and I'll put a preview here. It is a very classic one. I think a lot of people have seen it or have bought it already. If you have any experience with Gecko Rouge, their kits are very expensive and they don't sell charts. It has to be kits to protect the artist's artwork not getting, you know, copied. So I actually quite like that kit, but I have this problem of, if I've seen it a lot, I will start, I don't know, being unsure of whether I should have it, because I don't want to be just like everybody else. But I did go through all their kits, and this is still the one that's my favorite. So yeah, I ended up just buying it. I got 1/1 on 28 count, and I also got a matching needle minder. So once that comes, I will do an unboxing video because I think it's quite exciting. Also, I think Gecko Rouge said after you get the confirmation email, you should be able to get a link that will allow you to download the PDF. But I think that link didn't work for me, so I still didn't see the PDF. And I did send them an email, and I don't think I got an email back yet, so we will see what happens. But yeah, I don't know when I'll end up getting it, because I think all their kits are hand picked, so it takes a while for them to get your kit ready and ship it to you. The normal waiting time is 2 to 3 weeks, but all I know is because this one is so popular, I'm sure I don't have to wait for too long. So they will always make sure they have this stuff ready, I think. And also I received a kit from my father-in-law, maybe with my father-in-law, I'm not sure, but this is my birthday gift from them. It is a cross-stitch kit by 𝐒𝐮𝐫𝐸𝐿DEN. It's called Scrap, Taddy and Pip. It's a cross-stitch kit of 3 very cute doggies, scrappers. And they look like my mother-in-law's dog called Scrappy. So yeah, that's the yeah, I don't know, there's not too much to say about this. It's stitched on 14 count and it's quite small. So yeah, I quite like it. and you'll see why I quite like it later. And that's pretty much all I can show you for my haul. And obviously I've got my notes here, just checking. Yep, and that's the end of haul. So after that chart I purchased, I have $59.31 left so far. And in every floss tube video, I tend to ask you a question. And today's question would be, what's the most expensive cross-stitch project you kitted up? Or the most expensive kit you've purchased? Just comment down below and let me know. My most expensive cross-stitch project I kitted up would be something I have not started yet. It is the birthday present I gave for myself. Chatelaine, I call it the mermaid box. I feel like it's called something else. But yeah, I think it cost me, with shipping by the way, maybe about $600. Because it's got a lot of like Swarovski crystals and pearls and all this stuff. And technically it's not even properly kitted up, because if I wanted to make it into a box, I would have to get a lot more stuff to make that happen. So yeah, so that's the most expensive thing I've purchased. And I probably should start it soon, because yeah, it's been a year clearly since I received it. Okay, and now I can show you my whips. I actually forgot to write down how many days I've cross-stitched this month. Let me just, 4, 8, 12, 20, 21. I think I've cross-stitched maybe about 23 days this month. So I did a lot more stitching, which means I didn't game as much as the previous months. And the first thing I stitched was bunnies. Where did I put that? So this is a chart from Etsy as well. It's by 𝓕𝓵𝓸𝔃𝓃𝓾 Design, I think. Oh, I should show you the preview there. Yeah, so the seller just calls it bunny, but I guess technically I could call it wreath bunny, maybe, because it's literally a wreath. Yeah, so it is a gift for a friend that designed our icons for the channels. Sorry, I'm looking that way because JP's painting next to me.
Hello.
So yeah, I need something to cover it, otherwise you can't see. This is my progress. And there should be a before picture next to me. I think I stitched quite a bit. I should have checked the percentage. I don't remember. Pretty sure I mostly stitched on the body. I feel like, I don't know. I actually have my iPad here so I could just check. But I feel like I stitched quite a few percent. So right now I'm at 33.3%. And I feel like last time when you saw it, maybe it was just about 30%. So because I was more focused on the bunny's body, it went a bit quicker. Because there's a bit more blocky colors there. Yeah, so I think when I was stitching on it, I was enjoying it. But then I had to move on to other things, so I just had to stop. So this is stitched on 16 count Ada. It's a hand-dyed Ada by Paddock Lane Designs called Blue Sky. And because it's quite a subtle kind of blue, you can't really tell. I think, can you? If it looks the same as the wall, it's because my wall is also blue. So that's why. It is quite cute. There's not too much to say about this. I stitched for 4 days. Why did I turn it off? My God. Yep, I stitched for 4 days and about 7 hours. And that's the first thing I stitched on. Then I went to Funny Coffee. I could hear JP's stomach. It is a chart I bought from My Bobbin. I think it might be my first My Bobbin chart. And it's by Mealy Cross Stitch Design, and I can never remember the designer's name, so I'll just put it down here. Yeah, I'll put the preview here. It is a gift for a local cafe JP and I tend to frequent, and I'm hoping to make it a Christmas gift, and I actually finished it. I wasn't expecting to finish it this month, to be honest, but I think last month when I showed you, it was almost 90%, maybe like 80 something. And then, I don't know, I just kept stitching on it and I just ended up finishing it. I couldn't even believe it. So that's the end result. And as you can see, I did my customization there. And I put my name and year there too. So the original plan was to put their cafe logo down the bottom, but I went online to have a proper look of their logo. It actually has like crackled bits on their cafe name, and I don't know how to chart that. So I finished this one without the customization on 14th of October, and then I was so worried about the customization. I think I worried for like 3 days. I didn't know what to do, and I was having pretty much like a meltdown because I really wasn't sure whether like what to do about the customization. Do I stitch a name or do I stitch something else? I was thinking maybe I have to stitch welcome or welcome open, and then eventually I just settled on open. And then after I settled on open with exclamation mark, I decided to give myself a challenge and try to do, you know, that dot on the exclamation mark, a coffee bean. And then that gave me another meltdown because I don't know how to chart it, and then just stitched this thing that could be interpreted as a coffee bean, I guess. But yeah, I am quite glad that it's finished. This one, it's stitched on 28 count even weave colorway Rustique. It's a printed even weave by 𝐿𝐿. So yeah, now that I've finished it, I can finally wash it and send it to Taryn so she can fully finish it for me. I'm thinking about finishing it as a flat fold, but then because it's for a cafe, I'm worried that there's gonna be, you know, like coffee splashed on it, so I'm not sure how to keep it clean. I kind of discussed it with Taryn a little bit, and I was wondering whether we could put like acetate sheet on it, and she was saying, or maybe we could put it in like an acetate plastic box. But yeah, I guess we still have to discuss it once she gets this project. But yeah, I'm just gonna show it again because bloody hell, I finally finished another thing. This is my third finish of the year. Hopefully more to come, even though there's not a lot of days left. But yeah, it is looking really cute. Yeah, I really like this spirit because that spirit's just so happy. Put it away. So I stitched on this one for 8 days. Altogether 15.5 hours. Yep. And then after that, I stitched on Winter Cabin. Preview. This is a Dimensions Gold collection kit. I'm stitching it with Laura from 𝐿𝐵𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐿𝐵𝐸𝐵𝐸𝐿. Come on. She is very busy stitching all the other whips. She's trying to finish 21 whips first. But yeah, that's the preview. And she told me she would not be able to touch this one this year, which works for me because I get to be very much ahead. Do I have any other winter ones? I don't know. But yeah, I guess it's kind of Christmassy too, isn't it? But yeah, it's a very, very pretty kit. And that's all the threads still in there. And I'll show you how much I did. I think last time it was at 7.6 maybe % when you last saw it. And this is where I'm up to. There should be a comparison photo. So as you can see, I am focusing on, I guess, the first quarter of the project. I'm thinking maybe the edge of the project is here, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that's the top. And I feel like Dimensions doesn't normally give you a lot of excess fabric, and that's quite a bit. So now I'm hoping there's enough down here, but it should be okay. I mean, I don't know. Hoping it'll be okay. This is 11.2%. I have done a lot of half stitches, and I also did a little bit of back stitching because Dimensions Gold has heaps of back stitching. I'll just get it close to you. So yeah, I stitched a bit of the tree and a bit of the the railing. It is looking alright. And JP's looking at my project too.
I like this one. It looks good. Great.
So yeah, it's very pretty. Yeah, I had to stop myself from working on this. Otherwise I would keep going. Yep. Oh, some mess. Oops. Yep, I dropped something. And I dropped it again. Oh my god. This night filming thing is not working for me. I can feel that my head is straining thinking about things to say.
You want to do it tomorrow?
No, it's okay. I'm getting there anyway. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is actually a new start. I recently purchased that chart called Chicks Can Fly by 𝓕𝓵𝓸𝔃𝓃𝓃. The preview is here. This one will be a gift too, actually. It will be a gift for my boss. The reason being, she always comes into the office and kind of cheekily say, "Hello, my chickens." So I just remember this chart because Laura showed me as well, and she stitched and finished it as well. So I thought, oh, that would be perfect for my boss. And my boss got a lot of health problems recently, and she's still not working on site yet. So I thought I'll just stitch this and give it to her whenever. It is stitched on a pole stitches hand-dyed fabric called Raindrops. I actually bought it as a fat quarter and cut it in half. And this is where I'm up to. It's a decent progress because I finished this little chick and started on the flowers. So for a very small, should I say very small? For me, it's like a small-ish project. It's got 20 or so colors. Wow, it's really...
It's a very low flying plane. You
Yeah.
can hear it.
It's a very loud plane. So yeah, I fully finished that little chick in the sky. It's so cute with back stitching too. And I was worried that you wouldn't be able to see the mottleness of this fabric, but you can kind of see it's quite pretty. But yeah, this little chick and the flowers took me quite a while. I was trying to make the stitching look nicer. Even the back stitching, I don't know. It looks okay so far. Yeah, I only stitched on this for one day, which was about 3 hours. Yep. That's what's in my notes. If you are interested in this chart, you need to direct message 𝓕𝓵𝓸𝔃𝓃𝓃 on Instagram because I don't think she has a website yet. So that's pretty much the only way you can buy her chart now. So she'll send you an invoice on PayPal, or maybe you can directly pay her with bank deposit. I'm not sure, but once she got your payment, she'll send you the chart to your email. And then the next one I worked on was also a new start. It's the one I showed you. It's this gift. So I will show you, obviously because it's a kit, it has a fabric in the kit already, but maybe you can see a little bit. The fabric's actually a little bit stained. You can see this pinkish tone. One of the thread is like a pink, and it somehow stained the fabric, even though the thread should be DMC and it should be color fast. So I don't know. So I ended up using the other half of that raindrop fabric on this. And how much did I stitch? I stitched on it for 4 days, because I stitched on it today as well. Maybe about 6.5. Oh, not this one. Getting to 7 hours. Projects here. And that's where I'm up to. I find the preview very inaccurate. I kept thinking I am using the wrong colors because they photoshopped it to make the colors so white, whereas mine is kind of green grayish. Yeah, look at it. It's like really different. And I was worried that this fabric might be a bit too much, considering the kitted fabric is so, don't know, like, is that ecru? Kind of yellowish, vintage looking. But so far it's fine. And I am quite proud that I actually backstitched the face, so now it's looking quite cute. One silly thing I'm doing with this with this project, is I'm not marking the chart off. Pretty much because I don't like marking my charts. So what I tend to do is photocopy or take a photo of the chart and then, use the PDF reader or cross stitch kind of mark off software to keep track. But with this one, I'm kind of lazy, so I don't want to make copy or take photos. So now I'm just mentally trying to find which ones I haven't stitched. Thus the progress is a little bit slower than normal. It's like I can easily get away with it where it's kind of blocky, but the body of the dog tends to have very blended, like 2 or 3 symbols. That's when I'm kind of losing track a bit, and I really have to read the chart to make sure, okay, those ones I haven't stitched. I know it's a bit silly, but I don't know, I'm just gonna persist with it. I think I'll be fine. And like I said, the doggies look like my mother-in-law's dog. I'm thinking to finish it and give it to her as a gift. I don't think it will happen, but it will be pretty cool to make it a Christmas present. But judging by my progress on it right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. Even though it's a pretty small kit, I haven't even finished one dog and it's already been quite a few days, so nah, probably not. And then the next one, you want to show yours?
Oh, very soon.
So I have said I would show JP's progress as well. Last month I didn't show because he literally just stitched on it for 1 day, less than 2 hours, and there really wasn't much change on it.
Is that so?
Yes. This month he actually came to stitching meetup. So Laura and I go to the same stitching meetup. It's once a month. I don't know, on a Saturday. It tends to be a second Saturday. And JP actually came to the one this month, and he decided to stitch for quite a while, like 2 hours at least. Like a solid 2 hours. And the ladies there thought it was pretty cool. And I'm just gonna move stuff away. You don't want to come and show it?
Yeah, just needed to finish that particular thing I was painting.
And this is the kit he's working on. It's the Mighty Samurai, a very handsome chap by Dimensions Gold Collection. And obviously, he hasn't made anything that remotely resemble the samurai yet. Let me move my butt. He's having some back problem just these few days, so yep, very aged man.
Right, it's in here, isn't it?
Yes.
Alright. Hold on to your hat. There we go. That's somewhere in the midriff, just below his belt. Actually, that's part of his belt. So the bits going sideways are some red in the belt.
Are you still stitching the same color? No, you changed one.
Yes.
So it's from one.
It's a lot of red, in his robe. It's mostly red in there. Yeah. So I've gone to a darker red.
So from one blend to the other.
It's mostly blends. Half of the things are blends. But
I chose a very simple thing, actually. No.
You know the professional.
And then I'll put
hide my face.
No! I'll hide my face, okay. And then I'll put a comparison picture. Yeah. I feel like maybe last time when you saw it, he did this.
Oh. I think I've done about triple. We're getting a little bit faster.
And then now it's,
The real problem is the chart I'm marking off stops like here, and it doesn't have an overlap with when I
the back is just. I'm not gonna show you my back because the back of my projects are very messy, but his is quite neat.
Well, there's not that much going on yet.
Well, mine is still very messy. I'm just a messy stitcher in general. Yeah, so quite neat. Why?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah. It looks so much like a samurai.
Oh yeah, that's definitely picture anyone. That's a samurai.
Check it in. And yeah, pink. That's the whip. You whipped?
I'm whipped.
Hey, old man. Okay. Now, onto plans. I am hoping with Funny Coffee done, I can now focus more on a coffee break because I keep saying over and over again, I do want to finish coffee break by the end of the year, which I think I should be able to. Yeah, 2 months. 2 months for 2 symbols. I think it's doable as long as I don't stitch on other things for too long. And also I do need to fully finish the wedding gift. It's called My Wedding Day because the wedding is coming up. It's the 3rd Saturday in November. Yeah, I also want to stitch more on this doggy one. What is it called? Scrap. scrap Taddy and Pip. Yeah, to see how far I can get. And yeah, I don't know other than these two what else I will stitch. I might stitch more on the Chicks Can Fly too. Just because these two projects are smaller, I'm hoping to squeeze another finish in by the end of the year, so to reach 5. That'll be cool. And that's pretty much stitching plan. I don't tend to plan a lot, especially now I'm slowly ticking off the things I can finish this year. Yeah, just whatever I feel like stitching, I should stitch. And now, yeah, I guess I'll talk about life updates. And if you're not interested in what's happening with me, non-stitching wise, then I'll see you in the next video. But if you want to keep listening, yeah, so this is a pretty big month. Like what I said, it's my birthday month and it's also the wedding anniversary month. And JP is digesting very loudly.
We had some fancy food.
We did have some fancy food. Well, since we're talking about food, let's just talk about that. So, quite a few weeks ago, I've booked a Nepalese restaurant in the city. And then we were quite excited about it, getting close to the date.
We've never had Nepalese before.
No, we've never had Nepalese. And then today, when we were like literally on our way, I used GPS and it showed me it's temporarily closed. I was like, huh? Because I literally received a reminder of your appointment email yesterday, and I think what's tricky was I didn't book it directly on their website. It was through like a third-party website. So maybe the third party didn't really know or something. But yeah, then I called them and the call didn't get connected. So then, yeah, we had to change our plans. We ended up going to 𝓕𝓵𝓸𝔃𝔃𝓽𝓾, if you know where that is. It's like a it's like a beachy suburb
of Melbourne.
I think if you don't know this about me, I tend to like planning things. Well, like in terms of stitching, I don't plan too much, but like with life, I like plans. I like to know what I can expect. If it's a surprise, I want to know that this particular thing is a surprise, rather than I know nothing and suddenly it's a surprise, you know what I mean? So the fact that we didn't get to this thing that we booked really stuffed me up, and I was just looking through all the restaurants in 𝓕𝓵𝓸𝔃𝓃, and then I saw this restaurant called Bang Bang, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping we could go there, but when I checked to book, they booked out. But we're lucky in the fact that we went there when it was still early, so we actually got a walk-in seat, and we got one of the last two sets, I guess you would say. And the food was pretty good. It's like a fusion Asian cuisine. So yeah, it's a lot of like rich, fancy stuff, which takes a lot of digestion.
Which is what you're listening to now.
Yeah. So, and that's today. What else? So yeah, close to my birthday, both the dogs actually got injured. So Rex got like a big scar on his face. I mean, I wasn't there when it happened, but according to JP, it's after food. And the dog sometimes would play around, and he suspected that Rocket, so they were playing quite hard, and Rocket just accidentally scratched Rex on the face, and he yelped and then just kind of run away. and Rocket was in shock, so he just stood there. And I'm sure it hurt at the time, but pain doesn't really bother Rex that much. So even though the wound on his face looked very nasty, he was still happy. And now it's kind of healed, because it was very surface level scratch. It didn't even bleed, really. But yeah, it just makes him look like a vicious dog, even though he's like one of the loveliest you could meet. So now it's healed, so he has this like white scar on his face that makes him like a warrior. And I just call him Scarface. Anyway, that didn't require the vet to look at it. But Rocket, on the other hand, just a few days after, I think that maybe a Friday? I think it's the Friday before my birthday. He like we were all good, and then suddenly he started whining in a different way and just kept rubbing his eye. And when I got there, it looked really red, that left eye. And then he just wouldn't stop scratching it. So then we decided to take him to the vet the next day, and the vet used like a staining, like a dye thing, a fluorescent dye.
What's called fluorescing.
That can glow in the dark. And the vet also washed his eye, and after that she found like a big ulcer on his eye. And she said it would have been very painful and hard to heal. So we got 2 different pills and 1 eye drop. And that eye drop was 3 to 4 times a day. And then we got doxycycline, the antibiotics, and then also a painkiller. So we were religiously dosing him for a week. And today we just got a review, and it was healed really nicely, so there was no ulcer left. And yeah, poor bugger, he was, I think something must have gone into his eye, and he was trying to, scratch it to get rid of it, but with his 𝐸𝐸𝐾, he just made a big scratch on his eye. And the more irritated he gets, the more he wants to scratch it. That's just how dogs are. And yeah, I'm just glad it's healed. But we did have a pretty big vet bill this month, because we also took the dogs for their annual vaccination this month. So yeah, it's almost $1,000, I think, just on the dogs going to the vet this month. JP said it was lucky that because of my birthday, we had 2 extra days off, so we could really focus on getting Rocket better. And he was pretty much living in his cone of shame, because he is a super persistent dog. And I guess you could say he's OCD. If he wants to clean, he will really clean. If something's irritating him, he will really, just go at it. So lucky we still had the cone of shame. And then there was an incident where I accidentally clipped a cone of shame onto his ear, and he was barking and snarling at me, and it was quite scary. But yeah, I'm just glad it's all over. Now he's just all good. And then my birthday was actually a bit complicated, because I tend to take my birthday off, and I also service my car at the same time. So this time it was a big service, because it's been a year, and the service place just wasn't doing a good job, so I didn't end up getting my car back when I was supposed to. And that kind of, I don't know, like messed up my birthday a little bit. Plus I had a pretty bad stomachache on my birthday, and the dinner was Korean barbecue, and it was really tasty, but it could have been a lot better, if you know what I mean. Like, I couldn't enjoy it as much as I should. So yeah, that was a bit of a bummer. And then just today, like, because I last time I told you I was diagnosed with borderline hypothyroidism, so my thyroid is not functioning as well as normal. And I've been having the 𝓕𝓵𝓸𝔃𝓃𝓃𝓮 for a month now, and I think I missed two tablets in the morning. So like, it's interesting because during the week, JP would always, in the morning, like bring up a glass of water, and then I would always remember to take my pill in the morning, because you have to take it early in the morning to not disrupt your sleep later, and it should be taken on your stomach. But like on the weekend, because there's not that routine, sometimes I forget to take it. And I could really feel a difference because I just couldn't function as a normal human being. Like, I couldn't say a couple sentences without yawning. The number of times when I yawn will be crazy. It could be like 3 yawns just to finish one sentence. And this morning I actually forgot. And then I kept wondering, oh, I mustn't have slept very well then. How come I'm so tired? And then it finally clicked that I forgot to take my tablet. And after I took my tablet, I slowly became human again. It took a little while. And it's also interesting because JP forgot to take his hay fever tablet, and we were both miserable. He couldn't open his eyes because, his eyes were so itchy because of pollen. I couldn't open my eyes because I was so tired because I didn't take my tablet. So then both of us were just looking at each other, kind of miserable at the cafe, trying to feel the effects of our pills. So yeah, it's geez, what a dysfunctional household. Everybody's sick. And also, it just happened like last week. My mum has booked a flight to come here, so she will be here at the end of November. Last time she came here was our wedding, actually, so 6 years ago. Yeah, this time she's coming by herself, and she's not sure how long she'll stay. She's hoping she'll at least stay until Christmas, because we've never had Christmas together ever since I came to Australia, so that should be interesting. In terms of video, I don't know whether I can make videos when she's here. First of all, I feel like it's quite awkward. But at least I think I can make the November stitching update. Just has to be 1 week before she comes. But the December one might not happen. We will see how it goes.
She hasn't seen the side of you.
No, I have mentioned to her that I am making videos, but yeah, I don't know whether she cared, to be honest, or whether she remembered about the video side of things.
Or what it means.
Or what it means. Because, yeah, I just don't know whether she has any concept in terms of making videos. Obviously, she's familiar with like TikTok stuff, because TikTok is like everywhere in China. But it's different, like, because TikTok is really like edited, very short type of like grasp your attention kind of video, whereas this is just talking, showing stuff, kind of chill. I don't know. So I think that's pretty much all for life updates. There's not too much to say. Also, yeah, I did mention in last video we stopped Netflix, and now we're watching binge. We started watching Death in Paradise and also a lot of Grand Designs. We were really, really enjoying Grand Designs. So we mostly watched the British ones, and we also watched a couple episodes of the Aussie ones. I'm sorry, I have to say the Aussie ones are just not as well done. It's not as interesting as well, the buildings they decide to make. Just because I think everything costs more here because we're so far away from all the cool like designs and resources and all that. So it's very hard to make something really bold and crazy. And also the host, I don't know. I guess there's something quirky and charming about British accents, whereas I hear Aussie accents, I just think they're so bogan. Anyway, I think we'll just keep enjoying it because there are so many seasons of Grand Designs. Yeah, not sure what else to say. I think I'm hitting the limit of my throat and my brain function, and yeah, it's getting quite late. It's almost 10 o'clock. I will not be able to edit this video. Hopefully I can edit it tomorrow.
I reckon.
You reckon?
I reckon.
So yeah, it's time for me to chill, for you to, I don't know, chill too maybe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Bye.